Howdy folks, welcome back to Vision of my Arc. Today is leg 43 of our 50 States Tour, Texas. It is 6:15 a.m. in the sim, so we'll have a sunrise flight today. About 265 nautical miles, so that's enough time in the air that we should actually see a sunrise. At least that was the plan, was to see a sunrise, although it seems kind of dark right now. But anyway, we are in the Eclipse 550, and we're in the Flower Power livery, my favorite livery for this thing, and it sure looks nice under these lights, doesn't it? Otherwise, long flight across Texas. I do have a flight plan in the GP or in the airplane, the built-in thing, and we're gonna do a GPS landing hopefully. And I got those charts all loaded up, ready to go. So I think we are set, although we can't really see much. I also am very excited because I rearranged my studio configuration. I raised my monitor about 12 inches so I can see better because I'm very tall. I'm looking straight instead of down, which has given me room to put my microphone in a much better position. So I'm hoping the audio is better. It wasn't terrible before, but I'm hoping it's even better than it was. I'm very excited for that too. So lots of exciting things today. It's also way past my bedtime. I had to struggle with the kids tonight getting them to bed, so I'm flying about 2 hours later than I planned. So I'm going to be kind of giddy. Let's see if I can try to keep my composure even though I'm really tired. So let's see, what are we going to do first? First of all, we're going to fly around here and zoom in on that luggage, because we're going to get our luggage on board. We do have the GPU going, that's why it's so loud. I can't really see the luggage, but there's luggage there, and it's going to be a lot of luggage today. And I think we're going to load our people. And for that, we're going to just hop into the cabin, and we will load our people. We're going to have an adult and two of their kids. They're paying us to take them across Texas for some reason, probably to see Grandma. I think if you look outside, I think you can see them. Yeah, you can see people in there. Do you see the kids? In the another adult, if you look in the right spot, there we go, in the front and in the seats in the back. That is so cool. I can't get closer. Maybe if I have free camera I can get a little closer. Whoa, that actually made me jump a little bit. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, I'm trying to move it as slow as possible. See, people, there we go. Told ya. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep my composure. So we got the people in there, we got the luggage in there. Let's hop in here then and get the fuel going. Also, I was able to use my day and night lights and the footwell lights and the dome lights and all these other lights that are, there we go. These lights are all in there. That's one reason I wanted to do a sunrise flight so we can make use of the lighting in here. So let's see, what are we going to do? Fuel. We need way more fuel than that. So I don't know how much we're going to need. It's about 265. Let's give ourselves a lot of fuel just so that we have enough fuel there. What else are we going to do? I guess we're going to keep this up because we're going to go to ground. We're going to take the chocks off. There we go. And we're going to come down here and reset our power levers because they act strange. In fact, I'm going to slam this and look over here, and the yoke is still good. So that means it's working okay. Parking brake is set. Confirm that. Close the door using the touch panel. It's going to get a lot quieter, thank goodness. All right, here we go. What is next? Oxygen. Pull on. And air source to normal. There we go. Bus ties to auto. Where are you? In the middle. Annunciator test. Looks good. ELT test. Looks good. External lighting. Let's turn those on right now too. Let's see. Gear 3 green. And they are. Fuel quantity check. Way more than we need. Altimeter barometer. So real world weather is turned on, of course. And let's click on the airport. And what do we got? Wind 5 knots from 30 degrees. Altimeter 29er. So we can actually type that in here. 2999. There we go. Right, 29er. And so wind from 30 degrees, which means we want the runway closest to the number 3. So there's 4. So we'll take off runway 4, which would be 40 degrees, which I assume is this runway right here. We do have Let me close that map. We do have a map in here, even though it is... Let me zoom in this way too. Although it's crooked. So this must be this has to be runway 4. Yep, see? And right now we're parked here, I think, in the GA ramp. So we're just gonna head straight and try to find runway 4, not 8 right by mistake. That is 8 right, yeah. Shouldn't be too bad. We'll keep that map open. Otherwise, 29er. We're just gonna go, yes, literally straight to the end of the runway. Well, that was simple enough. All right, let's zoom that out a little bit. All right, what is next then after getting the weather, navigation and radios and everything? Let's get that out of the way. So here we go. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. It has been a while. I need to zoom in more. Okay, let's see. Flight plan. No, there should be a way to do catalog. There we go. Well, this is all changed. We're doing KELP to KODO. Right there. We're not going to invert. We're just going to activate. There we go. And as far as our approach, I'm not quite sure what the weather's going to be there yet. So I think what we'll do is we'll just flyaways. And I don't know when we're going to be able to get our weather, when this is going to update for our destination. Hey, this is actually right. Normally, this does not match this at all. It's off by 1 knot, but that's okay. But the direction of the wind is normal, or correct. Huh, that normally never lines up. I'm not sure when we're going to decide which run we're going to do, because we have multiple runway options. If I show you here, we'll go back to the flight plan. If we click on our destination, and we don't want to load the arrival. I just want to look at the maps. How do I look at the maps without looking at... Let's see. I think we can go like this. I haven't done it this way ever before, but we're going to try. There we go. Chart on valid approaches. Here we go. So we've got, you know, these options: runway 11, 20, and 29. So, you know, so that's quite a how do I get out of this? I also have, I also should have the no, I couldn't get a map. That's right. So anyway, we have 3 options for arrival. 11 would be, facing eastish, and then 20 would be southish, and 29 would be opposite runway 11, of course. So westish. So we have east, west, and south, and yeah, there's no GPS for the northerly facing runway, because that'd be opposite that one. I don't know. We'll have to decide when we're going to come up with that, because I didn't check the weather first, because I forgot. Plus, it could change anyway. So we'll figure something out. Otherwise, we'll load the arrival through the computer. Once we are ready to do that, you just click there, click load arrival, and then the airplane will fly it. So there we go. That is our flight plan. Simple enough. Okay, so let's see. We want to do this on Skyview. Boom. Let's turn that off. It's just in the way. Excellent there. Okay. GPS is in purple for Skyview. Map, TCAS, weather on. They're on by default. Let's start these engines up. So let's go this one, I think. And we do start battery on. Right engine start. Is it a flick or a hold? I can't remember. It's just a flick and let go. Then we come down here and wait for this to do its thing. And there we go. That looks like it's pretty stable. It took a while. I just edited it out, and we'll do the same thing with the left engine. Come down here, keep an eye on that. There we go. As that's stabilizing, we'll check engine gauges, and we have been this whole time. So we do left and right generators on. Disconnect the GPU. There we go. Can I click this, let it go away? No. Click down there. Okay. What's next? Get ready for taxi. So trim is... Oh, I got it. That's right. This is the one that takes forever to get that trim down. Come on. There we go. Now it's towards the middle. Flaps to take off, and we'll get there. There we go. And anti-ice, anti-ice. Sure, why not? Window fog is needed. We actually do need that in the air anyway. Taxi lights on. Where are you? There you are. And autopilot set up. Let's see. We're going to cruise at... We're going to go pretty high today. We're going to go right up to 20... Let's see. What should we do? Be 400 if it were Chicago. We're not going that far. Let's do 23,000 today. There we go. And we're going to do a vertical speed. I'm not worried about the... Well, I'd like to try to do airspeed. Let's try to do airspeed again. It didn't work for us last time. Remember? Last time it was in blue. And it was cracked down here. Let's see, autopilot. Nope, nope. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do what I mean to do. IS hold. Boom. There. IS hold was selected there. It was in blue there, but it didn't hold us. We flew right through it, so it ended up doing vertical. But that's okay, we'll try it. Anyway, then we're going to do nav. And alt is in yellow because it's ready to go. So if I have to do vertical speed, I will. It'll just be VS, put in a number there. But hopefully that'll take care of it. Show that off. We didn't need that. Screw that. Oh no, we do want that on. Boom. Yellow, green, blue, blue. Okay, that should be right. Let's keep this up just in case it screws up. That way we only need to push one button instead of 4. Okay, autopilot setup. Alt, yes. Enter cruise, yes. Nav or heading, yes. IS, yes. Okay, good. Time to taxi this thing away. Taxi view. Let go of the parking brake. And we're just going to follow those pretty turquoise taxi lines. And try not to get distracted by the mountains, which I didn't realize... There are mountains in El Paso. That's where we are, by the way. I didn't tell you where we're going. We're going from KELP to KODO. So El Paso, Texas to Odessa, Texas. Yeah. Simple enough, but I forgot to mention it. Good. Looks like it took us long enough that we are going to get a sunrise flight, which is good. Is there a clock in here that tells us what time it is? Huh. I'm sure there is somewhere. There has to be a clock. Like, what, you know, so we know what time it is in the sim. All the other airplanes have it. There it is. Nope. I'll try to figure that out when we're in the air, because I'm going to have about an hour or so. Yeah, 45 to 50 minutes or so, where I'm just going to be sitting around waiting for something to happen. So I'll look at that myself, I guess. Oh, let's hop outside. Try to stay somewhat on the taxi line. And we're just going to go straight out until we get to then runway 4. Let's look around very quickly at the airport modeling because somebody put a lot of work into this. Let's try to stay on the taxi line while going backwards. It's very difficult to do. This way, I think. There you go. All right, so here we go. I will meet you then at the end of the runway. We're actually going to interrupt this peaceful taxi because if you look to the left, I really like the train modeling and how you can tell that that community, which is about to be directly in front of us, is slightly going up that hill. Is that awesome? So if you look at the taxi lights, the end of the taxiway with that community off in the distance there, see how it slightly curves up the hill? I just thought that was super cool. And maybe you did too, maybe not. But anyway, we're going to keep taxiing by these jets, try to stay out of their way. And this time I will meet you at the end of the runway. We're coming up on the end of our taxi here, so let's hop inside. And keep those engines going. Once you slow them down too much, it takes a lot of work to get rolling again. Come on, you can do this. Alright, and it looks like this is actually runway 4 like we were planning on. There we go, not too shabby. So let's come up here, we'll straighten out, and we'll stop, because we have a few things we need to do, especially because it's dawn. We, come on, there we go, stop here, that's good enough. And set the parking brake, and what do we need to do? We need to confirm the flaps are down, yes. Landing lights now come on. There we go. Let's go down too, don't they? Oh, this, I thought they went 2 positions. Anyway, recog will keep on. Override switch to on. This will override the lights in the cabin, so it's going to get dark now, and that is to adjust everybody. See, even though their lights are on individually, this override makes it dark, so your eyes are adjusted. So if there's an emergency, your eyes are adjusted to the surroundings, and you can find your way out. But if you look here, and look at the lights, they're all still on. They're just being overridden by that switch. Dome and footwell can come off now. We'll keep that on night. Also, since we're here, we got to make sure all their shades are up. So do all up, although they already are, but we're going to be, just in case. That is in case there's a problem again. We don't want people to get stuck in the airplane. All right, Handybug, we're not worried about it. Start the timer. If you go down, there's a flight timer here. In utilities. Oh, what's all that other stuff? Flight timer. Start. Actually, you know what? No, not yet. That's how we get out on the runway. All right, so here we go. We'll take the parking brake off, and we'll hop outside for this. And we'll give this thing a bunch of throttle, or thrust. I think they call it thrust levers in this one. We'll creep out on runway 4. All right, there we go. We'll get a rolling start. So let's start our flight timer now. And we stopped because I didn't keep the throttles out all the way. Come on, here we go. You can do this. There we go. Let's get out here. We'll just keep them going, and we'll have a rolling start, which I have experienced before, which I talked about when I was in Long Beach, leaving Long Beach Airport. We spooled up while we're on the taxiway, and we took the last 2 turns onto the runway with the engine spooled up before we even got out the runway. It was pretty crazy because the runway was so short. Here we go. I think 99 we take off, if I remember right. There it is, close enough. Lift off. There we go. Smooth, kind of. I'm feeling the wind. Gear coming in. Flaps coming in. Keep climbing here. Very nice. We will wait till our speed gets to 180, and then we'll engage autopilot. Let's level down a little bit so we can get our speed up. Leaning out over here. Kind of drifting to the right because of the wind, but that's okay. There's 140. We're still climbing in speed and climbing in altitude. We're 1,200 feet per minute. Very easy to fly this thing. Very smooth, very effortless. Let's turn a little bit and give our autopilot a little head start. So doesn't have to work as hard. There's 167. Nose down a little. Throttles back so we don't blow anything up. Keep them on the yellow. There we go. Nose down a little bit more to hit 180. I mean, we're climbing at what, 2,500 feet per minute? Something insane. So you don't have to nose up that high. There we go. We're almost at 180. We're pretty close here. So we're going to engage autopilot right about now. There we go. It's going to turn us to bring us closer to that pink line, I guess. All right, so there we go. Autopilot. We're going to keep those thrust levers cranked. Gear up, flaps are up already. What do we need to do? Nothing. 10,000 feet lights will come off. 18,000 feet standard barometer. And that's it. Turn off the override light in a moment. Always, let's have a look around here. Looking back. Very pretty. There's El Paso, Texas for you. Spin around at regular speed. There's the sun coming up over the horizon. So we are going to get our sunrise flight after all. We'll make some adjustments to the shade and things in a moment. And there is your interstate. Not sure which interstate that is because I don't know the area as well as I should. But there you go. And mountains. Like I said, I did not realize there are mountains in El Paso. But there we go. Very cool. How awesome does that look? Wow. But let's hop inside because we do have a plane to fly. Alrighty, so let's see. We're above crew, or we're above... we're beyond takeoff, so let's turn the lights back on if they wish. Let's play with some shades a little bit. Now the sun is going to come from our right a lot. So let's do the front right shade down. Let's do all the right side shades down. There you go, because the sun's going to be pretty bad. Turn off those lights for sure. Let's keep those off too. We'll keep the back ones on, I think. And if we want to see what that looks like, There you see the lights on right there. And if you want to see what's like from that seat, there you go. Simple as that. We must be above 10,000 feet now. Almost above 10,000 feet. So there we are. Turn off the lights. And nothing to do now until 18,000. We'll hit the standard barometer button. Boom, right there. So what is left for us? Besides sightseeing, it's just a matter of deciding which runway we're going to land on. There we go. Which runway are we going to land on? And then which approach are we going to take based on that? So I'm actually going to Google the real world weather right now. And we can only hope that the sim is similar enough that the runway I choose is the right one. So I'm going to leave you some sightseeing. I'm going to do some research. I'll just hit my barometer 18,000 myself. I don't need to make you wait for that. Otherwise, there we are. Well off on our cruise. What does it say for flight time? 7 hours. Obviously, no, 7 hours? Because that's like destination. This is the next waypoint, which obviously when we get to 22,000 is going to come down really fast. This I thought was the ETA, yeah, final. It's not a 7.5 hour flight. What? I'm not worried about that. No, this is ETA final. 47 minutes. That makes more sense because this is shorter than Chicago, and that's, yeah. What's this? Next waypoint, 18 minutes. That makes sense. That's to there. Final, which is their destination, 47 minutes is exactly right. What is this thing? ETA final. Huh. ETA next. That previous flight or something? Weird. I don't know. There's a distance, though. That makes sense. Ground speed. That makes sense. Anyway, so the two things I need to know. What does this mean? And is there a clock? Because I know what time it is. Because I wanted to be in the air by 6:30, and I have no idea what time it is. So anyway, I'm going to do my research for the weather. I'm going to give you some sightseeing. And hit the barometer button at 18 grand. And I'll catch you in a little bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on our cruise altitude of 23,000 feet. There we go. 20 feet to go and we'll be there. And our speed will pick up now, so it says 31 minutes remaining, but obviously that'll come down very quickly once we level off and our ground speed starts cooking right along. We're already over 300 knots ground speed, even though it says 192 into the wind, so that's going to be interesting to watch. I have to keep an eye on our throttles perhaps. Otherwise, I hit the barometer button for standard altimeter 299 at 18,000 feet. I looked up our weather, and the weather is 8 knot winds coming from 40 degrees. So what we're going to do then is we are going to select the closest runway to the number 4. because the winds are coming from 40. So we're going to click there, and we're going to load an arrival. And it's interesting because the best runway, if the weather, wind is coming from 40 or 4, would be runway 2. But that would be a visual landing because there's no runway 2 for our average GPS. We could do 2 with the VOR, but I don't have that plate in here, and I don't know what that is unless I Google it and have my tiny phone next to my face while I try to land a plane. So we are going to take RNAV 11 and have a terrible crosswind from the left, but that's okay. We do okay normally with crosswind landings in this airplane, so we're not going to worry about it too much. So approach. This is where I gotta hang on a second. Let's try something here. Let's do 11. And what do we have? Gamet, Pizone, and Yogsu. So let's check something here. Let's do menu. No, let's do charts. And we're gonna do 11. So what do we have here? None of the Gamet is way out there. Yogsu. Okay. So we are coming from. Let's move over here. Okay, we're coming from down here. So let's do Yogsu. Just go back to here. Go back to here. Click on that. Click on that. Click there. There. Yogsu it is. Boom. There we go. And that is the crazy approach and miss. Okay. This is very close together. Alrighty. So we'll let autopilot do its thing. And we'll just keep an eye on things here. Oh, there we go. See? So we're going to fly here, and then we're going to do this dogleg to the left to catch Yogsu, and then right, and then boom. It should fly straight in. We'll have to manage vertical navigation, vertical navigation ourselves. Otherwise, what is it telling us? 23 minutes now. So 23,000 feet. Airport is at 3,000 feet, so we had to come down 20,000. We're going to come down 1,000 feet per minute, so and this is 20 minutes out. That is our top of descent. So top of descent in 3 minutes. Everything else is working out just fine. This plane likes to wobble at cruise, which it's doing right now. Otherwise, I think there is nothing else to talk about until top of descent. I think somebody was complaining that their shades, they wanted their shade up and back so they could see something, I think. There you go. Now you can see something. Alrighty. A little bit more sightseeing for you. I will see you, though, in my time. 2 minutes for top of descent. Alright, and as usual, we blew right through our top descent because I was sightseeing, which is totally okay. So we're 19 minutes out. We got to come down 20,000 feet. So we're going to come down 1,000 feet per minute. So all we need to do is we're going to set this to, let's see. Should we look at our chart? Let's actually look at our chart here and see, and have a look. If I go here, can we see charts from here? I don't think so. I think you have to back all the way out to do a chart. And this is our 11, right? I believe. Yes, it is, of course. All right, so we want to do by then where would I be taking over? Let's set autopilot for 36,000. Yeah, and we'll keep this up like. Oh, that's nice. We'll keep this up like this, so that we can see what's going on. All right, so let's back this up. Flight plan back out. I see 36,000. I'm at 3,600. There we go. Do that. Do an alt change, and we'll do this at negative 1,000 feet per minute. Now here's the thing. It'll only come down until you get too fast. If this gets way too fast, it gets closer to overspeed, it'll actually level you off so you can't overspeed. I don't have auto throttles on, which I could, but I don't. But I'm going to keep an eye on this, see it won't even get down to 1,000. Oh, there it goes a little bit. But as this climbs, this will level off so we don't overspeed and bring back throttles. But I'm going to let it go as fast as it can, just so that we get there, right? So anyway, we're 17 minutes out now, which is pretty close. I'm going to have to increase our rate of descent or slow down our horizontal speed, because that'll buy us time, right? Either way, we'll keep an eye on it. I'm curious to see if I'll be able to show you how this is going to not let us come down to 1,000 as we get closer here. At least that's what it used to be. This airplane did get a couple updates since my last flight. So we'll see. I haven't really checked this. Yeah, see, look at. See, it's going to level us off so we don't overspeed. So I'm going to bring back throttles. And as I bring back throttles, it's going to dip back down. See? Isn't that awesome how that works? That is so cool. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on our descent. I will adjust our descent rate or throttles, because then throttles in this case, because we're locked in with our VS, throttles in this case will slow us down laterally. Normally you don't use throttles to slow down, you use pitch to slow down, and throttles for descent rate. But because our descent rate is locked, throttles will, in this case, slow us down laterally. See how we dropped down to 160 or 260 when I brought them back? We were at 290 or something before that. So anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on our speed, because at 10 grand we got to be at 250 anyway, although that's a long way from now. But I'm going to keep an eye on our descent based on this ETA, or ETE they call it, and make sure that falls in place with our actual altitude. Adjust the speed as I need to. Check the barometer at 18 grand, which is actually coming up pretty quickly, so let's just do that together, I guess, since we can. Let's see if we even have the destination in here. It's not even in here yet. So I cannot check the weather at our destination, so let's just pick this one for now. What does this say? 2999, same way as when we took off. So at 18,000 feet, 2999, adjust our speed, make sure we're at 250 or lower at 10 grand, and I'll catch you in a ways yet. I don't think I have much to, weather's updating. I don't think I have much to say other than that. At least it's the same story, different day. I'll catch you, well, sooner than 16 minutes, because that's when we're going to land. I'll catch you in a little bit. So I'm just jumping in here to say that our weather is finally, or our airport, our destination airport is finally showing up in the maps to get our weather, and it's way different than real life. Real life said 40 degrees at 8 knots. The simulator is saying 30 degrees, which doesn't change our approach other than the crosswind is going to be worse. And it's 16 gust 23, altimeter 3002. So, while I get all choked up about it here, our landing is going to be horrendously scary. You really should change the runways to runway, I think runway 2, I think was option using VORA. So we can have an instrument approach. But I didn't plan for that, so I don't have that plate accessible in the airplane, which would be a huge oversight in real life. So since it's a simulator and we're all about having a fun time, we are going to take runway 11 with 16 knot winds from 30 degrees, which means we're going to have pretty much a 90-degree crosswind, little softer than a 90-degree crosswind from the left, 16 knots. And we all know how the simulator takes any crosswind and makes it seem atrocious. We've had 4-knot crosswinds that make us come in completely like almost, cockeyed, like 20 degrees or so. So I can't imagine what a 16-knot wind is going to do. So we're going to do the best we can. We might have a terrible landing. We might have a great landing. We will see. We'll talk about crosswind landing when it's time to land this thing, when I'm talking through the approach. But otherwise, I just want to let you know we got the weather now. I reset my altimeter, and I'm going to start slowing down a little bit so we get to 250 and 3,000 feet. We're going to be over speed, and I'll catch you again pretty soon. And I wanted to show you that we're going to be below 250 at 10,000 feet, as we should be. We also need to turn the landing lights on now. So there we go. Everything is the way it should be. Our approach is just fine. I've been adjusting our vertical descent. We were up to 1,300 feet per minute downward for a while. Now we're at 900. When the lights are on, too early for flaps, too early for gear. We have our destination weather. We have everything the way it should be. I'm just anticipating this really scary crosswind landing. It's going to be probably the worst we've ever had in the simulator. Even worse than when we did Eckhart, Indiana in the Piper Aero 3. That's going to be worse than that one. We all know how that went. If not, check that one out. That was pretty hilarious. Otherwise, I'm going to keep my speed up though. I want to keep it as close to 250 as I can, and I'll catch you in a couple minutes. Alright, we're about a minute and a half out from entering the approach, and we only have 3,000 feet to go, 5 minutes away. So I've been adjusting our descent rate. It's down to 600, but we need to slow down to about 180 by the time we enter this approach, or else we're going to be cooking along pretty quickly, and I don't think we want to be going 235 when we enter the approach. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, get that speed down for us here. Actually, I see it asking for flaps at 200, so we're going to keep it at like 212 until we enter the pattern. Otherwise, just to review, flaps at 200, flaps at 140. Final approach 99, touchdown between 76 and 99. Let's keep our speed just above 200. When I said 180, I was thinking different airplanes, so we're going to keep just above 200. I'm already feeling the winds going nuts. You can tell by our airspeed there, it's bouncing around. Well, we're 40 seconds out from entering the approach, so a couple things we have to do. We need to override the lights so people get adjusted. We need to make all shades go up, which we should go to see. There we go. That's all we need to do for that. Otherwise, too early for flaps, too early for gear, but not that much too early. We'll be doing flaps and gear pretty soon. I'm going to watch our speed, make sure we stay above 200 till we come around this last turn. We have a turn in the left in 14 seconds. So we're going to have another turn in a minute and a half. And then we will, let's actually have a look out the side. Then we will get gear and flaps down as we need to. So let's keep our speed up above 200. Man, this is going to be a rough landing. Like I said, we really should land a runway 2 with either the VORA chart or just go visual and take the visual approach to runway 2. But this is a simulator, and I really wanted to do the GPS approach with autopilot, so we're just going to have to deal with the consequences of making that stupid decision, right? We'll do the best we can. All right, we're about to turn on to our final. It's going to be quite a long final, but we are about to get there in a moment here. All right, and here's our turn. Let's do it from outside if I can, and then we will take over and land the plane. So this is the end of your sightseeing, folks, but shouldn't be too bad, right? Just similar scenery, flat area. Whoa, that's nauseating. Should level off now in a moment. There we go. All right, it's time to land the plane. So what does that mean? Get the right preset is what that means. Here we go. So we are going to go to about 200 now. Let's get gear down now. We'll hear the drag, first set of flaps. And look, it feels like the crosswind is from the right, but it should be from the left because we're pointing 102 degrees and the wind is coming from 30. Let's keep that speed up. Don't let that speed drop yet. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, it's coming from the left, and that's why it's taking more throttle to maintain airspeed because we're getting pushed now. So like I said, flaps at 140, so we'll stay above 140 for right now. We're getting pretty close. We got a minute or so away, and 3 nautical miles or so, something like that. Yeah, 3-ish or so. I don't see the runway though. Autopilot should level us off in a moment, but we're looking for a runway. Oh, I think that's it up there. Let's get those binoculars out. And no, that isn't. I don't know where the runway is. Should be out there though. Oh, that's absolutely nauseating. Anyway, I want to keep our speed above 140 or so, and we'll kill autopilot in a moment, and then we'll land this thing. Alright, it's time to kill autopilot because I see the runway out there, and it's way to our right. This autopilot was taking us parallel to the runway, but like a mile to the northeast. That was weird, so we're going to do this manually now. Second set of flaps down. And there's your runway. Yeah, see? It really, I guess maybe with the tracking versus heading thing. Oh my gosh, the wind is so strong. We're getting blown. Look at this. We're not even moving over. This is going to be interesting. Now we see the crosswind from the left. So, crosswind landing review. Left main down. Right rudder, which in my case is pulling back my left paddle. Firm touchdown with left main down first. And get that nose wheel down as quickly as possible without slamming it down. And this is going to be rough, folks, because look at this. I'm putting so much left aileron in, and it's just blowing us to the right. All right, final approach at 99. Let's get that speed down. And touchdown at 76 and 99. All right, here we go. I talked it through, so I'm going to go sterile, and I'll see you on the ground. Hopefully on the runway, but on the ground.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Could have been better, but it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Full right rudder, and we're barely getting over there. Get that braking in. There we go. Nope, still full right rudder. Full right rudder. Wow. Just to go straight. Are we going to stop in time? We are. Barely, but we're going to do it. Look at that. Awesome. Let's roll this thing out. Flaps are already in. I got flaps in immediately, though. Look at that windsock. Wow. That was definitely not the best runway choice, was it? Oh my gosh. I think the kids might have let out a few tears. The adults may have wished they brought a change of underwear. Hopefully they have a couple changes of underwear in that suitcase. Oh my gosh, that could have been a lot worse, but it could have been better. But given that insane wind with the gusts, wow. I love landing this plane. Oh my gosh, I love landing this plane so much, especially in inclement weather like that. Crazy. All right, let's get this thing rolling a little bit here. And we can turn the override off now. Taxi lights will come on. That can come off. I don't think that's, yeah, that's all we need to do until we taxi. All right, looks like it's not it's an unmodeled airport. So let's just go back out here a little bit. And we will park this thing and shut it down. All right, this is about good. So let's get this thing parked and then hop inside and set the parking brake. Of course, we would normally have a dolly back eventually. All right, what do we need to do? Parking brake, throttles idle for 1 minute. Okay, we will say they are. Turn those things off. There we go. What is next? Anti-ice, window fog, off. And all that can come off. That can go to daytime now. Air source off. Oh, other side. There you go. Off there. Turn off the engines, which I already did because we were let them. I know GPU connect. GPU, where are you? Ground. GPU is on. Start battery can come off. External lights can come off. Left and right generators off. Bus ties off. System battery off. Open the door. Set the chocks. And we'll hop outside. There we go. Well, one more thing we forgot. We gotta get the people out. So let's get the people out. And get the luggage off. There you go. Luggage is on the cart. There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Oh shoot, I didn't check the flight timer. Bummer. Why don't I have stop timer on my... Yes, I do right here. Because I did everything else by memory. Flaps, lights, and switch. But I didn't do the timer. Doggone it. I think it was like 42 minutes or something like that. It was, yeah, something like that. Because I did peek at it. But anyway. Texas, leg 43, KELP to KODO. Terrible, terrible wind for landing. And not a good runway choice. Like I said, we should have done the VORA approach on runway 2. We would have been like a nice direct, almost direct 16 knot wind, but I didn't want to do it the right way. So we did the best we could. Wasn't terrible either, but we could have made better decisions. In real life, of course, we would have had that chart and we would have taken it. Or we just would have said, hey, can we get the visual approach? Right? That's what we should have done, but we didn't. But we survived, and we made it. So Texas to Texas, leg 43. Leg 44 coming up next. Back in the B1900D. I have a renewed interest in that 1900D, and I'll tell you why when we get to that video, which is in Utah. So I'll see you in Utah.